Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. It was unasked for, but I decided I'm going to do a real quick Dr. Appius. We'll call this one preventative care, since nobody came to me with a replay saying help, or reaching out to the community to say help. No, this is actually Ratman, who has been working very, very heavily on, or at least in the past weeks he had. I doubt he's still working on it now. He was working on trying to make Bretonnia Infantry good again. If you remember back in Warhammer 1, there was a time where the Bretonnian roster was paper thin. They had maybe 2 cavalry choices, 2 infantry choices, 1 artillery choice, 1 lord choice. It was very thin, and they were only playable in multiplayer. But the thing was is that their infantry was actually pretty good, because they had their men-at-arms polearms had charged defense against all, that's pretty useful. And then you would take a flying goon squad. But here we go. Ratman playing as Bordello. Not sure why Bordello. I think my first recommendation is to unless you're trying to feint that you're picking Alberic, because that would be the only reason to pick Bordello over, say, Bretonnia, is like to be like, oh well, I'm going to pick Alberic's faction, but you're not playing Alberic. All that you've done here is you've told your enemy, I am not playing Luancourt or the Fey Enchantress, and you've hinted that you might be playing Alberic. So yeah, I'm interested to see this Bretonnian infantry build. This is after he had spent a lot of time perfecting it, after he had come to me for some opinions on it, and I'm interested to see his opponent is Broken Sky as the High Elves. Let's look at the opponent roster first of all. Broken Sky probably had a good indicator that that Ratman is working on infantry. Anyway, so we have a noble on a Great Eagle. All right. A prince, no, just a Star Dragon. Where is his lord? What did he take? Okay, his lord is going to be Teclis on foot. He does really like Teclis. We've got 4 spearmen, archers with light armor, okay, and 3 Lothern Sea Guard, Pure Main Company. And that's about it. This is a very infantry-heavy high elf army without focusing on heavy infantry. I think, in general, this army is just lacking killing power, even if you were facing Bretonnian cavalry. Actually, Bretonnian cavalry against this army, I would bet on the Bretonnian player, personally. Anyway, the first shots have taken fire. Let's take a look at this build. So we've got 4 units of men-at-arms with shields in the front line with experienced chevrons. We have a little bit of a flank protecting spearmen-at-arms with 3 chevrons, and 1 over here as well. In the center, we have peasant bowmen with fire arrows, pox arrows, and fire arrows. I actually really like this pick. Beast Slayers of Baston, foot squires, halberd infantry, 2 more foot squires, and 2 more foot squires, and then in the back, Knights of the Lionheart, Knights of the Realm. I'm actually really interested in this foot squires with halberds. I didn't know they had a halberd foot squire. This must be unique to the Regiment of Renown. That's very interesting. I actually like their armor too. And then we do still have some cavalry. We've got Grail Knights on one flank, and on the other we have Knights of the Realm, the Knights of the Lionhearted Shock Cavalry. So instantly the flying units are moving off to the flank for the High Elves, and we're going to kick this off. Ranged fire is going to go ahead and start targeting down some men-at-arms with shields. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Pox arrows are launching off at the Lothern Sea Guard. Flaming arrows as well. I would focus fire. Actually, I would not be taking this ranged engagement if I was Bretonnia. I'd be charging in my infantry with shields for sure, but I'd want my archers to start looking at his dragon or his noble. And then we got some spells going off too. Over here we've got, let's see here. What's going on over here? That is a Flock of Doom extended, and whoa! That was a bombardment spell. That must have come off of the Prophetess of Beasts. I hadn't seen that bombardment spell. It must be a special ability unique to the character. I like this. Doubling up foot squires into a Lothern Sea Guard, not a bad idea. Sending a paladin into the Storm Riders with the Grail Reliquae right close behind. And then 2 spearmen versus 2 men-at-arms. Kind of blobbed up here. This is ripe for a spell, so I would watch out for Teclis. And over here we have Doomflock from Teclis. That's kind of what I was expecting, but I was expecting over on the other side. And actually, that's really doing a number on these Foot Squires, these poor chums. And uh-oh, here we go. Fiery Convocation. Ooh, Teclis. Ooh, Teclis. That was fantastic. Already, as you can see, the Bretonnian archers were chased off very quickly by the superior High Elf fire. And here comes a dragon and a noble to go ahead and take care of this. But, we do have Knights of the Lionhearted in position. Now, these are not... Oh, yeah, they are the anti-large. And then coming in over here, another Grail Knight. That might be enough to take care of that Star Dragon using both of them, especially if he can concentrate his archer fire on those units. I actually really like the maneuvering in general. I think we've got good calls being played here. And Teclis is just punishing this front line of Bretonnian infantry. And yeah, that's a good target, but maybe you want to focus. Yeah, there you go. Get the flaming arrows on that target too. Man, the Knights of the Lionheart are taking a lot of damage. Maybe you want to start bringing in Prophetess of Life or something. Ooh, Teclis again with a clutch spell. This time the net to help extricate his Star Dragon. And now we have a lot of single engagements, and I'm interested to see, so like Spearmen at Arms not going to beat Spearmen. Foot Squires probably will beat Spearmen, so I'm going to be watching this fight with close interest, because I am interested. It looks like the Foot Squires do have a flank position here against the Spearmen. Either that or it's column formation versus column formation. Another spell over here. Prophetess of Beast just launched off an Amber Spear, and it looks like it didn't get very much. And here's another... oh no, that was from the Prophetess of Beast. That was a Doomflock against the High Elf player. But now Teclis is into the fight, and so is the Prophetess of Beasts. We got a one-on-one in the middle of this melee, as they're both on horseback. Oh, here comes the flaming arrows as well.
I go! Going forth!
Teclis is chucking around Bretonnian infantry. Oh, what a rear charge! And here comes the spell as well, Fiery Convocation, but I don't think it's going to hit anything useful. Looks like it's going to mostly whiff, as these Foot Squires do a good job of dodging. Not great, but a good job. Bretonnian cavalry on the move, rear charging this Spearman to help bail out that other Spearman. Breath attack from the Star Dragon. This fight all of a sudden became a major buy-in. And you know what? I think these Spearmen held out a lot better than I was expecting against the Foot Squires. And now that there's two more Foot Squire or Men-at-Arms with shields in here, Spearmen are holding out really well. Granted, they do have the support of the Noble doing constant charges. Bounce power shifting ever so slightly in favor of Bretonnia. As these Spearmen just get overwhelmed entirely. And here comes another Doomflock. Or a Doomflock just finished up. Teclis is completely out of position here. The only thing that's going to help him is the Star Dragon, but I don't know if the Star Dragon actually wants to get down into this. There's a Paladin in here, and that Paladin is going to be enough to beat Teclis by himself. Here comes the aerial support has now dove on in. And yeah, right now, these are two blobs that are heavily in the favor of Bretonnia, but the Bretonnian forces could rout. Death embraces your... Okay, so the Prophetess of Beast is out. That could be clutch. Foot Squire is coming in. I don't... Those cavalry need to get over here as soon as possible to save what's left. Look at that. Another Doomflock. Oh! And yeah, that is going to be it for this engagement. High Elves winning handily. Just get the Grail Knights in on this Noble before he takes off. Oh, so unfortunate. Go find Teclis. Where is he? Where is the old chum? There he is. Yep, and that was the first order they gave. Meanwhile, all the Bretonnian forces are regrouping. We still have some ammo on the Pesibowman with fire arrows. They could be very useful. And over here, the Grail Relique and the Beast Slayers of Bastogne have caught the Archers with light. Oh, that is not a good target to dive in on. If I was Broken Sky, I would not be diving in on the Beast Slayers because there's all of this anti-large cavalry in good health right here. High Elf player needs to figure out a way to kill off as many of these anti-large cavalry as possible. If you have breath attacks or something, try and get them, blobbed up on Teclis maybe, and just let him take one for the team. He can doom flock at the same time as a breath attack. Oh, here comes archer fire now from... Oh, that's friendly fire from the archers. I think this actually would do more damage to the Star Dragon than it would to the infantry and armored units out here. And here's another flock of doom. Teclis. I wish there was a way to track how much damage a character did, and not just necessarily kills, because this 82 kills is not representative of the damage that Teclis has done to the Bretonnian forces. This Star Dragon is still kicking, but that Noble, not so much. Watch as Bretonnian cavalry pokes the Noble to death. Are we going to get that breath attack I was hoping for? Now would be the time. Oh, but no, the Noble is routing, so now those forces are moving along. I'm watching that dragon because I'm highly interested in this. Look at all this Bretonnian infantry that came back. And he's regrouped them all together, which is also a good decision. He decided to dive down on the Paladin. And here comes the cavalry to make that dragon pay for the decision to land. This is now definitely in Bretonnia's favor. It's just, wow. Very surprised that all of the Bretonnian infantry was able to regroup, and kudos to Ratman for having the wherewithal to group them all up, presenting a very imposing force for the dragon to stare at. But that dragon, I think it's flapped its last flap. It's breathed its last fiber. Another flock of doom. This is insane, Teclis. But that's going to be it. Victory is in the grasp of Bretonnia. Teclis is the only thing still standing. They were close enough to the edge of the map. I don't believe that dragon's going to be able to return. 21, 25, and it's gone. Just like that. It was almost going to regroup, but not that time. Teclis, I am sorry, but you count as a large unit because you are on a horse. Do you have another flock of doom to depart with? Or are you spent, buddy? I think he's done. Wow, that was fun to watch. What can I say about this build? Where is the area of improvement? I would say more peasant archers, and targeting could be a little better. You want to focus fire with your peasant archers, and you want to make sure that you're taking out those critical targets. I like the choice of 2 cavalry units because you still need something to chase down dragons and great eagles when they land, and that is the way to go. Let's look at the results. I want to see some kills. 86 kills again on Teclis, not representative of the actual damage done. 101 kills to the Star Dragon. I wish the breath attacks had been used a little bit better on cavalry that was holding still. 51 kills on the Noble. So I think actually, instead of doing the Eagle for the Noble, I'd have to look at the unit, but I think it has the capacity of doing some heavy anti-large damage if it's, say, on foot. I know that if it's on a chariot, it's more anti-infantry. And clearly you want to bring a chariot against an army like this, but you don't necessarily know that Bretonnia is going to be bringing mostly infantry. You would expect them to bring cavalry. These 2 4 spearmen here, not really much to say about them other than spearmen are always a solid choice, good bang for their buck. And as you saw, they did really good against units like foot squires. They did really good. Let's see here. The Northern Sea Guard, another solid choice. The 2 archers, I don't think I would have taken. I think knowing that I'm going to be facing Bretonnia, I would have gone more all in on the Northern Sea Guard and possibly Sisters of Avalorn as well. And then more spearmen to protect them while they do the real heavy hitting. Pure Main Company, 47 kills. I didn't really get to see what impact they brought to this battle, and I think it was honestly underwhelming what they did do. But back to Bretonnia here. 2 Grail Reliques? No, you only need 1. I think 2 is a bit of a joke. These are not killing units. These are supporting units. I mean, granted, you do have a lot of infantry, and you do want to have the morale support for them, and that could be why you were able to regroup them all so effectively. But if you're going to have a paladin anyway, you're going to have your leader. What's two more auras of leadership going to do for you? You know, I would say one, centrally positioned with your army, supporting your troops as they go in, and behind them, so that when they do start falling back, the aura of support is there to help rally them and get them back into the fight. 126 kills on this foot squire. Wow. They must have gotten a hold of the archers, I'm supposing. It's possible that those kills did count against spearmen, but I mean that's really impressive. 29 on the Beast Slayers at Bastogne. You got really. I think Ratman got really lucky that the High Elf player Broken Sky did not bring Dragon Princes or the Fireborn. I mean, this one Foot Squire was not going to be enough to deal with the large units of the High Elves. Just in general. I mean, they brought a dragon, and I didn't like the play that Broken Sky made when he dove down onto the Beast Slayers with his dragon, because, again, you had the support of the Grail Knights and the Knights of the Lionhearted, which, again, solid pick. I would suggest in the future, pull Men-at-Arms, less Men-at-Arms with shields. I mean, actually, you know what? I take that back. The Men-at-Arms with shields worked out really well because of the shields. They were able to deflect some of the fire from the High Elf archers, but if they had brought more archers, if they had brought even if they had brought Sisters of Avalorn, I mean, it's not like there's Bretonnian infantry that you can bring that's going to help counter the damage that the Sisters of Avalorn bring. So, I would say, if I were to change anything about this, I would want more Peasant Bowmen, and I would want better focused fire. I would drop one of your two Grail Reliques, and I like the choice of Prophetess of Beast, but I might go with like a Prophetess of... is there a Prophetess of Life? I believe there is. Because nothing beats being able to replenish hit points. I mean, nothing beats it. Anyway, I hope you liked this episode of Dr. Appius, and I will see you all in the next video, folks. Have a good one. I know I'm having a great time with this, and I'll see you with another video very shortly. I'm planning on getting into some live battles, because why the heck not? Toodaloo.